Yet Eileen loved Greg. I did too. I met Greg out in Hawaii. He was walking down the street in Honolulu with one of my players from UCLA, Rocket Rod Foster, who I had coached for 2 years and then represented during his NBA career. Greg was just one of these guys on the periphery of the league. He would try to get close to the players and then, I imagine, peddle them to someone, some agent. I gave him my card and figured that would be that. It wasn't. For the next couple of years, Greg would call me, collect. It was interesting in that he never really asked me for anything or about anything specific. I figured he was a street agent and eventually would get around to what he really wanted from me. One day, while sitting in my office, the phone rang. "Mr. Glass, this is John from the Sunoco station in Fort Wayne, Indiana." I replied, "Yeah, John, I was expecting your call." Obviously, I had no idea who the hell this guy was. "I'm calling about a gentleman by the name of Greg," he said. "Sir, I don't know how to quite explain this to you, but he comes here on his bicycle every day, and he makes calls from my payphone." "Well, sir, he was in the phone booth about 20 minutes ago. Somebody who came in to buy the paper parked out front, and the gears must have slipped or something. And well, to make a long story short, tragically, the car rolled back into the phone booth with your friend in it, and it knocked the booth and your friend down an embankment and into a gully. And well, your friend has suffered severe injuries. Another phone booth-related accident." That's what I originally thought. Sunoco John went on. "He had your card in his hand. This could only happen to me. And they took him away in the ambulance," Sunoco John said. "What hospital?" I asked him. He gave me the name, and I thanked him. As I was getting off the phone, I could hear him yelling, "But we still have his bike." All I could think about at that point was, here's this guy who could have been killed, and he's clutching my card for some reason. I ought to at least call the hospital, see how he's doing. I'm really not up on the etiquette regarding this type of injury. So I call, I tell him I'm a lawyer from New Jersey, and that one of my clients, one of my friends, was just taken to the emergency room, and his name is Greg Ross. They had no record of him. Then after a couple of minutes, as I tried to describe what Greg looked like, the guy on the phone said, "Oh, you mean the guy in the phone booth?" "Yeah, that's him." Now the hospital guy's hysterical. Couldn't stop laughing. So at least now I know Greg wasn't killed. Greg asked me to handle the case for him. It's obviously a case of negligence. Being the brilliant lawyer I am, I almost immediately realized you shouldn't be pushed into a ravine while in a glass phone booth. I told Greg I would take a third of whatever he got, which is standard, and I went to the insurance company and I settled the case. I got him $30,000, and it was all sent to me. That's how he wanted it. I kept $10,000 and sent him $20,000. He was flabbergasted, couldn't believe that I had actually done what I said I was going to do. He was so shocked that he actually sent me back his share of the money to hold for him. He explained that he would just blow it anyway. So I opened a trust account for Greg and tried as best I could to control his expenditures. It wasn't easy. I managed at least to have that money last him for a good long stretch. According to Greg, I was now the fucking godfather. While I was certainly flattered with this new title I had been given, it didn't change my lifestyle much. But from that moment on, he would call me constantly with different players. He would say, "I got this guy, I got that guy." The truth is, Greg didn't have any guys.